It's time for mimosas and makeup. No, it's not. Cheers.
Cheers to makeup and mimosas.
Welcome back. Well, we're back to go over some e.l.f. Skincare and makeup. So we're gonna get our day started by doing our little bubble sheet masks. I've never used this brand before, but I have used the bubble sheet masks, and I just want to know how it's gonna be. Like, make sure that it works the way that all the other ones I have tried, right? And it's a lot cheaper than the other brands I found. They're only like $3. Not bad.
I never used it either. I don't think I've used anything from skincare.
Well,
Except for the Beauty
she's
Shield.
gonna find out. I've already used it this week. I sent some home with her to try, but didn't even get any suds in it.
True. Pros.
We're trying. Ooh, we just ate it. It's on my tongue.
Oh, nice.
So it's 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and we're gonna go the full 15. We wanna get this stuff taken out of our skin, and it's kind of fun looking like an old werewolf. I mean, my dog likes it. Hey, Biggs, right? We look like him, right? We can all take a selfie together.
Triplets.
Triplet. Yeah, just get it
And
in
warm
there.
water to remove. Well, what's the point of massaging if we have to rinse our face?
Well, it's just to really get in there and cleanse it.
Gotcha.
So you have to get in there, and once you take the mask off, you just kind of massage it with your fingers and then rinse it with warm water. And Jade just asked, what's the point of doing that? And it's just to actually get really deep in there and get all the impurities out, and that's it. So
I'll let you know.
I know, I feel like
I like this.
15 minutes is come and gone. No more relaxation time.
I went by too fast.
And now we get to peel these suckers off. Woo!
Oh, that pulled my hair.
Now we just gotta massage this in a little. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. This might be a good time if you had a Foreo or a Clarisonic to get in there and really get in that scrub. We will be right back. We need to go rinse our faces with some warm water. See you in a minute. Well, guys, the mask is off and it feels really good. What do you think, Jade?
I like it. I like that my skin looks really polished. I do love the scent. I like the tingling sensation.
Well, you know, obviously we just use that to clean our faces a little bit. It's a detoxifying mask, and I will tell you, when I was rinsing it off with the warm water and a washcloth, I still had leftover makeup on my washcloth. So it did a job. Now we're gonna do some of the skincare from e.l.f. Now, I know I did it earlier in the week, but now we're gonna do it with Jade and see the difference between her skin and my skin and see what happens.
And one thing I said is that e.l.f. does not make a toner. I just noticed
Didn't
that.
find one. Maybe they do,
Yeah.
and they just didn't carry it. And I checked Ulta and Target, but we'll see.
So,
Beauty Shield.
with the Beauty Shield. I had this before. It's pretty nice. I mean, for me, it didn't do it.
Smells good.
It does.
And don't forget, it only lasts 3 months once you open it. So I'm gonna use it too. I'm gonna stay on the same pace as her so we can kind of stay together today. But instead of, because this is really liquidy, I'm just gonna put it in my hand. And kind of.
For me personally, I don't feel like it did anything for me, but
You also don't have fine lines and wrinkles.
I don't.
Notice that when I use it, it gets a little tacky feeling when I'm
Yeah,
rubbing it in the skin.
yeah.
I usually do illuminating eye cream so it can actually get into the skin more.
I'm gonna copy you.
Okay.
I don't use eye cream, but I am today.
So their directions say to take a little bit, dab it under your eye and at your brow, and they want you to dab it from the the inside of the eye out, muscle right there on the inside of your eye. And if you stretch it out too much over time, it's gonna give up its elasticity and you're gonna end up with saggy eyes. So I don't do that. I just work my way from the out to the in. I'll put some up here because it says, and I will massage it in.
I'm just gonna copy.
and I'm gonna tap it in because I don't mind. I like getting it to move. I like it to have it everywhere.
Nice, right? Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, I don't see any instant stuff happening, but I mean, come on.
I mean, it feels nice.
So now we're gonna go in and use the Daily Hydration Moisturizer. And I'm gonna add the booster drops to it, the hydrating booster drops. Now, I am a little iffy. The last couple of times I used this, I got red and broke out all in my neck and in my face, like a mini rash, but it went away as soon as I stopped using it. But for the sake of an experiment and a mimosa, I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna throw a few in there. Has a nice fresh scent.
I'm just gonna take 2.
And then I'm gonna use my hydrating drops because you can put it on alone like I did in my last video, or you can mix it in with your moisturizer or your foundation.
I'm really big on hydration because I have oily skin, but for the sake of this video,
It's thick, right?
Thick.
That's what I like about it. It's concentrated.
Nice.
And then I just kind of put it everywhere. Now,
Ooh,
don't rub it all the way in. I want you to leave a little bit. And this is where the fun begins, guys. I know. It looks dirty, right? It looks like a little sex toy.
Am I using that one?
Sorry, she is. It turns on and it buzzes, and you're gonna take this and you're gonna massage it, and it's gonna help with the contouring of the face.
What she said.
And I'm gonna use this one, which does the exact same thing in strategic moves. Helps with stimulation, helps penetrate. I got these from Amazon, and they came together.
I swear you can find everything.
I find everything on Amazon. We're gonna do our eye makeup first because we're gonna do these e.l.f. Hydro Gel Under Eye Mask. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put it underneath our eyes while we do our eyeshadow, and it's gonna kind of help, one, help with the under eye area, and two, catch any loose shadow that we might have. Technically, let this set another 10 to 15 minutes. By the time we're done with our eyeshadow and our eyebrows, it'll be 10 to 15 minutes.
Ooh, that feels
Feels
nice.
like that.
Masks, yeah. I've tried those before.
Before I go out for like a night on the town, out with my girlfriends, when I did Christmas parties, I would always get my makeup ready with this under my eyes just to help extra hydrate me. Eyeshadow primer, which I used just the other day, and for me, it didn't have enough coverage on the eyes, but again,
I'm just gonna start with my brows. I've got their brow pencil in the shade Deep Brown, which looks black because I like black brows.
She does like black brows. And I'm gonna do mine, which is just a light brown. I just gave myself a really thick eyebrow. Look at this thing. Listen, this brow pencil and I are not friends. I think it's a little too waxy, personally. And every time I try to do my eyebrows, it like doesn't want to color a little bit of the skin like I like to color. So when I try to move it, next thing I know, I have Marco Grouches. Groucho Marx? Groucho Marx. Do you see me?
I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't know. No, man.
And it's because my brows like are already black, so I'm gonna give it an okay. It's not the best. Will I ever reach for this again? Probably not. Next.
Carve it out. You need your concealer.
I do.
We also have some e.l.f. sponges. This is what it starts out when it's dry. And this is a highlighting sponge that you put on with highlighters.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use my Camo Concealer, which is really light. Well, at
alrighty
least the
then.
concealer.
That side just set it off. I'm sorry.
At least the concealer helped me carve it out a little bit on the bottom so far, which makes it look a little bit better.
So So yeah, this shade is like super white on my skin.
Told you. That was the one thing I said, is like the shades, you can't really test them out anywhere, but they're even lighter than it looks like in the tube. I'm gonna skip the eyeshadow primer and just put this.
I'll try the primer.
Everywhere. I look like a clown.
You're not the only one.
Now that eyebrow doesn't look that bad.
It's safe.
Let's hope I can save the other one so I don't walk around looking like a jack
Ass.
all day. First time ever I've struggled that much to do an eyebrow.
I'll do this all over the lid because I don't see the primer I'm blending in with this at all.
I'm telling you. And it should, but it's almost like a clear once you get it on there.
Oh my god, look
That's
at
how I
my
convinced
lids. they're so white. They look gray on camera. This part of my brow just came off.
It just came off?
Yeah.
I really liked this eyeshadow palette when I tried it the other day, and I hope she likes it too. It's very nicely pigmented. It's got really beautiful shimmers in there, and it's not bad amount of money. Like, it's cheap. I like it.
I'm gonna go in with a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro brush in number 6.
And instead of repeating all of that, I'm gonna go in the same, but with an 8.
Okay. And I am going to start with this pretty pink right here as my transition, and we're gonna get it popping.
I'm actually gonna do the darkest shade right here. So I'm just taking the darkest shade, and right now I'm just putting it on my lower part of my eyelid, not covering the whole eyelid.
Okay, pink.
It's pretty, right?
Yeah, it's like a peachy, warm.
They're kind of silky feeling.
Yeah. Very, very pretty. It's kind of nice. It blends even when you don't set your eyelid. Guess it all depends on the amount of product that you put.
True. I like products that tend to be buildable. Like,
What color are you going in with next?
I'm actually gonna go to one of the shimmer shades. I haven't quite decided on which one, but I do want to do a lighter. So let's do a little check in here. So I'm thinking either this one, which on camera looks a little goldish, or this one. I'm thinking this one.
Shoot.
Don't you guys want to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see him all the time?
You can see I don't play when it comes to my transition. That needs to blend to my liking.
You'll notice I haven't blended anything yet, and that's on purpose. Guys will see.
I'm ready to move on to another color. Finally. And you know what? I'm not mad at these shadows at all. They're working really nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Shadows are like kind of one of my favorite things. So I'm actually gonna go in and blend the two shades together and smoke it out a little bit.
And I am gonna go in with this. I guess I can say it's a red. Whatever. Pink. It looks pink on camera.
That looks good.
I'm gonna go in with that darker brown at the end of the palette just to kind of like
Deepen the edges.
yeah.
Eyeliner.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done with these eye
Here's
patches.
one.
Okay.
Here's two.
Ooh. Look at all the fog
And
and caught.
3. I know,
Right
right?
off, it's like nice and refreshing. So, yeah, we'll see how my eyes feel after I set.
Yesterday, I used this nice big bad boy right here. It's like a big giant
Ooh. Mhm.
marker,
Cool.
and I liked it.
I want to try that.
And this is a regular kind of felt tip.
Ooh, I want to try it too.
And this is a waterproof gel. I am going to use the waterproof gel because I like to do my tight line. So I'm going to do that first.
This one.
This
one.
one.
I'm definitely gonna try this one. I was gonna aim for the big one first, but I might mess it up knowing myself.
I think I'm going to use the big boy again.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. And I think I want to do something completely different than I normally do for my eyeliner. Oh, if I can do it.
Yes, you can.
Pray for me.
I'm struggling.
To the makeup guys.
Okay, so this is alright. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm struggling.
Is it too much of a soft tip?
I just feel like it's drying on me. Okay, what are we doing?
I know, right? I put it off center. And I'm going to go in then and take this and kind of bring it up.
That's thick.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not finished.
Mm-mm.
You're definitely gonna do something else, and it's gonna surprise the shit out of me, and I'm like,
Like she said, I'm full of surprises.
So yeah, like I said, I don't really care for this. It did the job, but
It took
I
a
did
while.
struggle. I did struggle.
So now that I have my eyeliner on, I'm actually gonna go in with my darker shade again.
See, I knew she was up to something.
Bring it to this kind of.
Okay, girl.
And angle it in. But I don't just do that. I actually bring it over. And I'm gonna bring it down and
So fascinated by this.
And blend.
I'm gonna exfoliate my lips with the e.l.f. a lip exfoliator and coconut. And let me just tell you, I've been loving this. Be careful when you open it because it does break right away.
I love a good lip exfoliator. I have several.
I started getting into that because I heard.
I love them. Now, this one definitely feels different than my other ones.
Yeah.
Not a bad way, it's different. So I feel like this would be good for every day because it's very soft. It's almost like having a thin, fine milled sand
Yes.
in there. The way I do it is kind of rub it on, move my lips around, then I actually go in with a finger.
The good thing about this is that it's like instantly right away.
Mhm.
You can feel it like different.
Yeah. Oh, I bet that mimosa would be really good right now. You know I'm right.
Yeah, what she said.
What I said. How's your skin feel? She's thirsty. I'm a little tacky.
It feels tacky, but it does feel
Soft?
very hydrated.
Good. The e.l.f. Primer. This is the matte hydrating primer. An oxymoron. I don't know how that works, but
We gonna find out.
she's gonna find out. I tried the other. Smell it. To me, it smells like flowers, and I don't really
Agree.
like that.
I like it.
I like
Ooh,
rose
she's
water,
thick.
but sometimes yes.
And I'm over here like, I like primer. I'm gonna use a lot. Primer though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's thick.
That like it almost has like that lotiony, silicone kind of
Yeah.
base to it. I think I kind of like this feeling.
For me, I'm not the biggest fan of the scent.
Is it just
because
the scent that bothers you?
yeah, I
or-
think so because
I like this.
my least
Ooh.
favorite flower in the world is a carnation because it just reminds me of funeral homes. And I feel like that's what I smell.
Like the way it feels. It reminds me of my No Problem primer a little bit. I'm gonna have to pick that up because I like it that much. Probably just use it for like my travel, you know.
She's not gonna have to pick it up. She can just take this one home because I'm probably not gonna use it again.
Mom.
I'm mom.
She is mom. The
I
best
also
one,
call her
too.
mom when I need something because she is mom.
Or no, when she's not feeling,
If
she's
I'm not
just
feeling
like
well.
not feeling well. She's like, Mom, Mom, ready,
Ready?
ready.
Okay. This is the corrector, and I used this yesterday, and I really liked it. It comes with a little applicator. For me, for my dark circles under my eyes, I'm just going to use this kind of peachy color. For Jeet, I'm going to recommend that she uses a little bit of the green to cancel out just a little bit of the scarring she has, and then maybe under eye for the color corrector here. So I'm going to let her start.
I'm gonna use my finger for the.
Yeah. Isn't that soft?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick this up. I like it so far.
And then when you use your finger, not that I mean to give you guys the bird, but it does help blend it a little bit just because of the heat from your skin.
I'm gonna go back in with that sponge and just start blending this out. I've never color corrected my scars before, so this is a first. And I'm excited.
Sorry, my stomach's talking. It has things to say and wants to be heard. Oh my god, one of the most embarrassing things when I first started doing hair was stomach will sometimes growl while I'm in the middle of shampooing someone. And it is so embarrassing because it'll be like, and you're just like, I'm so sorry, I apologize. And I'm like, anyway, I'm gonna take my sponge and just kind of blend this out a little bit now that I worked it in with my finger. Color corrected. Next.
Foundation.
So these are our 2 shades.
Oh, this says oil-free satin finish.
Yes.
e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. I have the shade beige, and I'm scared that it's gonna look too dark.
It's gonna be too light. I have Snow, same thing, and my Snow is fair with pink undertones.
Scared to try this.
It is a pump, and when I used it yesterday, it took a few minutes just to get the first set of products out.
Oh, this color might work. Never mind, I was talking shit way too soon.
I'm just gonna start with my little 2 pumps and pop it on my face with my blender, my sponge, and we're just gonna work this in. Now this is a buildable color as well.
I like this.
Right?
It's like soft like a beauty blender.
That's not. Mine is like all noisy. Yours is quiet. Mine is like.
On it, right?
Yes.
My nose. Oh my god! Look at how white I am. Oh my god! Why? And this is beige. Look at how white I am. Oh my god! This is horrible. I'm gonna need to contour hard as hell.
I told you.
Oh my gosh! It's so
She
crazy.
thought it was gonna be too dark, and now
now
she looks my shade.
Oh my god, I'm so white! Oh my god, this is not beige, this is white. Look at my, oh my god, look at my forehead!
So guys, what did you just learn? If they don't let you swatch the colors,
Don't buy
go
this
to a
shit.
different brand.
Oh my god, I'm so white. I don't like this. Oh shit. My lips. Oh my god. I need to contour.
And it takes forever to blend in.
It does.
Like yeah, it took
Definitely
me a while.
not full coverage, that's for sure. And I'm not about to add another layer.
I bet her beige would look normal on me.
Oh, well, probably. You have to try it next time.
You know what? I'm gonna take a little of hers and put it on the back of my hand. And I'm just gonna, oh look.
Let me find out that beige is your color.
So her random beige looks so much more normal on me.
I'm laughing because this is just fun. Like, I've never had
Something go this bad before.
Yeah.
You know,
Can I cheat with a concealer, please?
No.
Please.
Oh no. We're
can't.
doing just
No, I need a dark concealer.
Listen, I have a
Oh,
cream
we do
contour.
have a cream contour.
I have a cream contour.
Never mind. Ooh, that's just
And I've got some dark shades in there.
Ooh, girl, let me get that.
She's gonna need the darkest one though,
Yes.
because this one almost didn't show up for me yesterday, but it was a little bit hard to blend
Okay, I got you.
because it's really
Yes,
white.
I'm
as
gonna
well.
with the darkest shade and the cream contour one, and I'm gonna take her advice. I'm not going with this cool ass brush right here. Okay. Bitch, I look like I'm rubbing shit on my face.
I'm gonna use this guy. It's a little bit more rounded because I always need a little bit more contour than she does, but I'm not gonna use the darkest shade she did. I'm gonna use the medium one.
Okay, I need more of that because that did nothing for my forehead. I do like the cream contour, that's for sure.
She likes it. I don't really care for this one. I like using a cream contour, but for me, it's just really hard to blend, and I think it's just because I'm so fair toned.
All right, guys, this is gonna be the second time I go back in with the forehead. I think I lied when I said I thought I like it. I don't like it.
The contour?
Yeah.
It's not that great.
I mean, it's okay. This is just more for beginners. It's not for us.
I'd rather spend a few extra bucks.
This is the first time
and
I've
get
ever contoured my forehead. Like, I just do how I did first with the lines right there. This is a lot of layers. This is the third time I went over my cheeks. The second time on my forehead.
Concealer time.
Scary.
I have fair beige. I used it yesterday.
I feel like I have fair beige. I have light sand.
So I'm not gonna do as much as I normally would.
Me either, because this is just gonna be freaking stupid white. I do like the applicator.
I like the applicator, and I actually like the formula.
Size. I like the size of the packaging.
I do really like the formula. I think they hit it out of the park with that one. I like the consistency. I just think I need a darker shade.
It's time to blend.
I'm gonna use my little guy.
Me too.
Definitely came out better than yesterday. I also didn't use as much as I normally use, so maybe that's fine. I really like how it blended. It's really smooth.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of like a
feel
shape
like
tape.
I feel like if I had the right foundation shade, the concealer would look great. I do like it so far because I do like a bright under eye. I just don't like how it looks with this foundation. I'm just too pale. And I'm not pale. I think we made that clear in our first video.
She is tan as fuck. I apologize. We apologize if you get offended by our language, but I don't know how to beep anything out, and I really don't mean to have your kids hear it if they're watching it with you. But sometimes you can't cut everything out because then it just doesn't make sense.
And I hate the way my face looks. That's for sure. I freaking hate it. I hate the contour. I hate the concealer. I hate everything.
Guys, I don't think she likes that.
I don't. I feel like I'm doing a full face of makeup that I don't like. And the only thing that worked out was the eyeshadow.
But aren't you glad you're hearing it from us instead of going out and getting it yourselves and wasting your money and your time? I mean, I understand that e.l.f. is a cheaper product, but there's no reason why you should still waste that $5, $10, $15. And if you like it, like, I don't mind it as long as you want a light coverage. It's definitely not full coverage. You know they didn't have loose setting powder either.
Let's pray that this saves the day because I don't want to look tan. I'm scared.
And I'm gonna use the exact same thing but in a fair light. And it gets like really powdery.
Oh my god, this is saving the day!
Take my advice.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Better, huh?
Look at that. Look at me. I'm alive. I look like my normal. Oh my god, this actually looks really nice.
Finishing powder, but I'm using it as a setting
Yeah.
powder. Setting powder and finishing powder, the difference is finishing powder is usually more finely milled.
Yes.
Which gives a little bit of a different finished look. And setting powder isn't quite as milled, it's a little bit larger in molecule, so that way it can actually help set your makeup and keep it in place.
Oh my normal, even my.
But when you can't find
contour's
it,
on point.
you just use what you got.
It's crazy how my mood can go from like 0 to 100. That finish, it looks flawless. It even covered a little bit more of my
Scarring.
not too much, but
Because it's a finishing powder instead of a regular setting powder, it gets really powdery and like fly-away-ish. So, you know, just be careful. Watch your clothing. But I'm actually gonna go back in before I put any blush on and do under my eyes a little bit more. So I look at you. It's literally this saved my day. Now I like the foundation, like I said before. It's just too light and not full coverage, so you need a darker shade.
Do you see my reaction?
And the concealer is a good concealer. You just gotta make sure you get your right shade.
Yeah, I really do like this powder, you guys. Like, I just like changed my whole mood.
She was getting a little cranky.
Yes, I was like,
I'm gonna take my other little brush right here because they don't have a bronzer for me. I'm gonna steal some of her powder and use that to slightly contour
the nose.
My nose, because my nose is my least favorite feature. Everybody has one. So then I'm just gonna soften that.
Okay, it's a big difference.
Right? When I first got this and opened it, I actually thought maybe this could be a bronzer, but it was really orangey on me. See how it looks kind of bronzer-ish over here? But on here,
this top one right here, wish me luck, because I like corals. It's pigmented though.
mm-hmm.
Definitely tapping off. This is gonna dab. Oh yeah, a little goes a long way. This is really nice when you use a little bit.
Now I'm gonna use the darker one because I'm always glutton for punishment. Mimosa?
Mimosa.
After that traumatic experience.
After that traumatic experience. That was traumatizing, but thank God that the finishing product saved the day. We're not bronzing because we don't have bronzer, which makes me sad.
No. So what's next?
My favorite part. Highlight.
One highlighter that we picked up from them, we wanted to try it because it's called a jelly highlighter. Now, I tried it yesterday and it's okay. It's just not what it says it is. So I'm gonna give it to Gigi. I'm gonna let her get her hands in there and tell you what it is.
This is water.
This is
I'm
water.
going to dip a finger in there. And this is water. It's not jelly, this is water.
To show you a little difference in what like a jelly highlighter should be, I have this one and it's from Revolution, Makeup Revolution. And a jelly highlighter should be like this. Like I should be able to hold it and it doesn't fall out so much. It just jiggles because it's jelly. Feel the difference between this? Like she's putting it on. I'm gonna have her touch this one and show you a little bit.
Oh yeah, look at this one even like has like a stick to it.
That's what a jelly
look at that
highlighter, right? Liquid is liquid and you can be very messy with it. I'm gonna use this guy today. This is a sponge by e.l.f. and it's for highlighting. Use this kind of flat end, you don't wet it, you do it dry. You use this kind of flat end to start and then you use this part to buff it. So
okay, look at it stained me. I spray my face.
I don't like this. I'm gonna try it one more time with just my fingers.
I don't like this. It's not blending at all. It looks horrible. Just ruined my whole look.
She literally has finger dots all over.
Look at that. I'm putting a little bit more pressure and it sucks. Thumbs down to the jelly highlighter.
I don't like it at all. You shouldn't have to work that hard to get your highlighter to blend out. Not a fan. I would definitely, like a hard pass for me. I would never get it again. Mascara.
True. And we have our lippies.
We have lippies. Before she puts her lippy on, we do have a lip primer and a plumper. I just wanted to check the primer and see if it was just me. I just want your opinion. So here's the primer. It almost looks like concealer.
It does.
And I don't like that. And I will show you an example. Now you're supposed to put the primer on dry, plain lips. She is making the worst. I don't like this face.
I'm sorry, but is lip primer necessary? Who primes their lips?
I do. Do you want to know why? I'm one of those that even when I use my Stay All Day lipstick, half of it's gone. My top lip, I have this on right now. My Guerlain. This is a lip primer. I have the e.l.f. on my top lip and my top lip just disappeared, right? I'm gonna put this on my bottom lip. It's almost like putting on chapstick.
Yeah.
It glides and it doesn't cover the entire color, but it does help make my lips stay.
One looks like a concealer. Oh,
yes.
There's another side to plump.
Yes, so I'm also gonna have her do the plumping side. Now, yesterday I used it for the first time and it broke because it was really cheap. I have her put it on.
No, this is really peppermint.
I'm just having her try this. I did not like it, and it definitely changed the color of my lipstick for yesterday.
Can you put it on top of it, maybe?
Yes, you can either put that on without primer or on top of the primer. It's pretty potent. It's, yes. See
My
how
lips are
bad?
tingling instantly.
Look how bad that is.
My lips are tingling.
Like, I understand this isn't expensive, but I should get more than one use out of it.
Okay, I'm wiping this off because I don't like how this feels on my lips.
That's another hard pass for me.
No.
And before I go and put my lips on, I'm just gonna put my
Brow gel?
yeah,
Yeah.
my brow gel. This is dual-ended as well, so if you're someone who has nice, dark, long, black lashes, it has clear mascara.
Do you like how my, that's me.
That's her. She doesn't really, yeah. Do you need it?
Sure, thank you. Here's the other side. That's for eyelash for the brows because I like the applicator. And I've bought this plenty of times and I can tell you I love this right now. I'm ready for lips.
She's ready for lips. Now the one thing that we could not find when we were looking for the lips and stuff was lip liner, right?
Right.
I didn't find it. Ulta, I was at Target. Maybe they have it somewhere else. Maybe they have it online. I did not check because I wasn't. 2 different kinds of lips. Technically 3, don't we?
I think so.
So mine is one guy, and this is wine colored, and I used him yesterday. And he's this skinny and little.
I have this guy right here.
Blended. And it's a daytime and a nighttime color.
It's called the Best Berries.
Ooh,
So I use the darker side for the outer, kind of like line the lips, and then go with the lighter for like an ombre effect, I guess.
I used this yesterday, and I barely took 2 drinks of my wine, and my lipstick ended up down here and just smeared it.
Totally stepping out of my comfort zone with this color. I like nudes or just gloss.
The problem with not using a lip liner is it can bleed, and that's kind of what happened to me yesterday. It literally looked like a sloppy hot mess.
I'm going in with the other side, with that pink. I'm not mad at this. I like it because it goes with the eyes perfectly. It does stain. You know what? I hate lipstick. This is not my
can't
color.
handle it.
This is not my color.
Curl of my eyelashes, right?
Oh, you know what? Where's that liner? Let me do my waterline.
If you can only see the dressing table I have in front of me, that's covered in e.l.f. makeup. Mascara. Now yesterday I used it and I wasn't a big fan. I don't have high hopes for it today, even though it's called Plump It Up. It took 4 coats just to have an idea that I had eyelashes, and it still was barely there. One coat, you can barely see my lashes.
Here goes nothing.
You may like it better because you have lashes.
We'll see.
And you'll have none. Now let's check out these falsies here. I know they're e.l.f., but they look really cheap. They feel like plastic. And they're really shiny. Yeah, see, look how plasticky they look.
Yeah,
They're not supposed to look like that.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I don't think I do. We're not going to use them. Oh.
Guys, the mascara worked out for me.
Let me have that. Damn!
Sorry.
That's not fair. Hold on, round 2.
While she's doing that, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray the face with some of this. e.l.f. Dewy is setting
Now I'm on to round 3.
And guess who finished their makeup first?
3 layers.
Wow.
4 is what I need.
But you get like.
But I have
like
to do
you
4
said, you have
layers.
to
Like
do
that's a
4
waste for
layers.
me. Because I'll be through this mascara in a matter of like days.
Yeah.
I understand it's not expensive, but I don't want to run to the store all the time.
Exactly.
So Plump It Up does not plump it up for me without 4 layers. This
Your eyeliner came out.
You like that?
Yeah,
See
I
my
do.
nice little trick? But you
Yeah,
I have to
it's
blend
so
it with a little bit
nice.
of a darker shade right there.
So this is the final look. Wait.
Oh, wait, hold on.
This is a slightly aggressive. Slightly.
Oh my.
The farther you spray it, the better. Bitch. love this. Keeping this. Definitely gonna buy more once it runs out. Concealer, same thing. Love it. Full coverage. A little goes a long way. Palette was great though. Eyeshadow palette, that's probably like by far my favorite. Oh, and the primer. The primer for the face.
She loves the primer.
I do.
Now, I don't care for it, and it's mainly the smell. I also really liked the corrector.
True.
That worked out really well for me.
10 out of 10 for me too.
And I was a big fan of my thick Intense Ink eyeliner. The other stuff, I could probably live without. The skincare was okay, but not my favorite.
I did enjoy the bubble mask.
The bubble mask is always fun.
I see me buying those.
And the under eyes.
And I do enjoy the sponge. It's definitely soft like a beauty blender.
Good.
Oh, and the jelly highlighter.
Hard pass.
C minus.
Ooh, I was gonna give it a C.
I'm gonna give it a C minus because I had more bad than good.
I kind of agree with that.
But that's okay though. Like I said, this is definitely for beginners.
It is that time again.
It's time for the jar. I
God.
mix it, and you pick.
Okay.
Because I picked last time.
Watch me get a Z. I love N. I wonder what we'll do.
Stay tuned and find out. That's
Bye,
it
guys.
for Makeup and Mimosas.
Cheers.
Cheers.